Welcome everybody to the tutorial video on Pazaak 100%. Can't believe I'm doing this. But this started out as a joke category, and then I decided, hey, I'm crazy enough that I'm going to do it as a real category. So I figured I'd be the one to make the tutorial video. So, now, in this video, you're going to see a lot of skips, different things like that. There is most, if not all, of the tricks, glitches, all these techniques and things that I'm going to be doing, they will be available in the guide section where you probably found this video. And those will go more in depth on how to actually do most of the skips. I kind of probably just do like a brief explanation of how to do things for the most part. And then also, looking at the game, you have to start from scratch, so that's what we're doing here. And the problem is, when you start from scratch, you can't just play Pazaak. You gotta get to a point in the game where then you can play everybody Pazaak. So the quickest way to get from the beginning of the game to after Dantooine. Once Dantooine ends and we get the star map, then we can go anywhere in the game. To get from point A to point B, I feel the quickest way is doing any percent strategy, just trying to skip the game as much as you possibly can until you get done with Dantooine. And so that's what I'm going to show you guys here on how to do that. So in order to do the any percent strategy, definitely look up into the any percent guide on what you need to do for the most part. I'm going to pick... Right, any percent with a few detours, mind you. This is going to be a slight variation of the any percent, just for the fact that, one, we need to get, what's her name? Best Girl. No, wait, not Best Girl. Mission. And then, alright. And then also, we need to, there's 2 people on Terrace that we have to play against before, obviously, Terrace gets nuked. Spoilers. Yeah, so we're going to play Scoundrel, so we can do the any percent strats here on End Our Spire and whatnot. Right. Okay. Let's get her started off the bat, guys. So the first thing we're going to do is just a cutscene skip. I'm not going to actually start my runs. I'm just going to have my splits up off on the side so you can kind of see how I have it set up for running right now. So we just do a quick cutscene skip so we don't have to listen to Trask. Get our items. Equip the short sword. We don't need any clothing. This is a non-clothing run.
We've been ambushed.
So you're going to talk to him. Just mash through the combo.
Because of the
same thing as the 80%.
This is caught.
Mash, mash, mash. And this is why we picked the Scoundrel with security.
Done.
Hack the door.
These Sith must for the.
Now I found that these guys go down a lot easier if Trask has 2 blasters. This is just personal preference. You don't have to do it this way, but I do see a lot of runners now been doing it this way. Look at that. He just dunks on him. Of course, for speed-wise, you always want your character to just run for the door while he blasts them. Ignore these guys. Get this loot. Open the door. Maybe slapping around a little. Pretty much like I said, we're just going to be doing any percent all the way until probably I point out when we don't. Alright. So for here, what we want to do is we want to throw a grenade on the middle guy, because if we're lucky, all 3 of them will die and that door over here will open. If not, we got to kill which one is alive. Alright, we got all of them. That's good.
It's a dark Jedi.
And this combo, or this little fight scene here, could take 5 seconds or 5 minutes. You never know. That isn't like a cutscene battle. That's like an actual combat.
That
So
was one of the Jedi.
there's a lot of dice rolls there and stuff.
Damn, they could have used her help.
So we'll get rid of these guys here. Character's just gonna watch him shoot. That's fine. Always loot the Jedi. Vibration cell is gonna come in handy. Normally at any percent we equip it to our character or the prototype vibroblade. But in this, we need money. Shoot him, please. Thank you. There we go.
Basta was not.
Alright, then we're going to do our first level up. I took dueling in the first one, which we'll save our skills for the flu coming up. I took dueling in the first one, and then I take conditioning in the second level. You can do either or. Flip-flop, doesn't matter. As long as you get both of those, you're good. And then we're going to do another cutscene skip. Because we're going to save Trask. Because, you know, this is technically light side, right? I think so.
This is.
So then we're just gonna run. Do 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 do. Loot this box. Now, doing the slicing on the computer 2-3 is a lot quicker than repairing the droid and let the droid do its work. So we'll just spend the spikes for that. We'll loot this guy, because he's got the prototype vibroblade, but that's not really important. In the any percent run, it kind of is, because you use it, but in this run, it's that ion blaster. That thing's worth like 120 credits, man. That's your starting bankroll. We need that. So this opening conversation with Karth, for ease of purposes, will just be the any percent style 43253. Money percent. That's what I'm talking about, Lane. You know it. 43253. We'll loot this. Med packs and more spikes. Leave, taking Karth for the first time. Fair enough.
Right, you aliens.
Now, I've been experimenting on skipping this little cutscene and stuff and fighting these guys, but you end up being just short for getting XP for the fake level up, so we have to like go out of our way to kill more people. So we might as well kill these guys because they're fairly easy. Throw a grenade, maybe a power blast. You know, they got on pretty quick. Mash this guy's combo, loot his body. That blaster rifle too will get us some money. So Laram here, normally we skip what he says, but instead we actually want to talk to him because he is our guy that we're going to get our money from off the bat here. So 1, 2, and then 4 to see your inventory. We're going to switch to sell, get rid of the spike. We'll sell these parts. And then I always sell the blaster and then the blaster rifle. And then I always sell the Vibed cell because it always gives you 60. 860 credits, that's a good bankroll start. Normally we just skip that guy's conversation and just keep running. But not in Pazaak. Alright, so now instead of running over to the medic guy, the any percent, Karth wants to speak to you, just ignore him. He's fine. He's fine. Make sure he follows you. Sometimes he gets stuck on this archway. Okay, we're good. So we go to the cantina. We're gonna make our detour. It's our first time playing Pazaak. But first we gotta buy our deck. So, this old guy here, Garuk, he actually has a deck for sale.
Hello there,
because he's
youngster.
getting out of the
You
game.
interested in just 50 credits?
So for 50 credits we can get his deck. So yes, we want to buy it. So that's 2 to buy, and he's gonna offer you a free lesson. We don't need the free lesson. We're gonna say I'm leaving. So this is the first guy that we get to play against in Pazaak, and he is probably the hardest one based on how I have the run set up. And if Karth would just stay out of my way. So right now with the basic starter deck, we only have add-only cards 1 through 5, and that makes it Pazaak very, very difficult because normally we play with plus-minus cards. that comes obviously later. When on Terrace, there's only like a handful of cards that you can actually get that can help you. So I pretty much just say, you know, forget it. Instead of backtracking and coming back to this guy, why don't we just play him right away and see how we do, right? So he is the only unique character in the game for playing Pazaak. As you saw there, I just did a quick save, because every time you lose against him, you have to beat him 5 times in a row, and he'll quit playing against you. He'll accuse you of cheating, and he won't play you anymore. That's how his character arc is done. The problem is if you lose to him, it adds another, you must win against him, one more. So you have, like, if you lose to him, then you have to beat him 6 times in a row. And then if you lose again, it's 7. So the way we deal with that is we just save. Every time we beat him, we'll just bleed. You know what? We'll just do this guy because he actually is the unique one out of the group. So yeah, we only have add-only cards. So we're gonna bust it up. For Pazaak in general, there's a lot of good guides out there to help you learn how to play. You can watch probably pretty much a ton of my streams, any of my character runs. Yeah, a lot of good information out there on how to play. But essentially, it's space blackjack. So he's completely crushing me on this one, and that's just kind of how it goes. That's how it goes from time to time. Sometimes you just can't win. Oh, come on, man. Oh, bummer. Alright, so he beat me, so what you do is you'll leave, then you'll just load the game. No big deal. One loss ain't gonna kill you. You will lose a lot, but the idea is to win as quickly and efficiently as possible. So we'll play one more game against this guy. Just kind of get some legs under us here. Oh, man. Alright, so we won one. There's some really cool tips and tricks in the Pazaak guide that Lane is putting out there about feedback canceling and all different kinds of tricks like that. Very useful tool. I recommend looking at that. There's also a strategy wiki on like where to find cards and things like that, but I'll show you where we actually purchase the cards in the run. Because part of the run actually is you got to collect them all. You got to collect one of each kind of card, which is 1 through 6, which we already have 1 through 5. Plus cards 1 through 6, which we already have 1 through 5. So we just need a +6 card, and then we got to collect all -1 through 6 cards, and then we got to collect all +1 through +-1 through +-6. So quite a bit of cards we got to find. But I found that literally there's only... Oh, hey, we won. Okay, so when we win, we just say, I'm not interested in playing again, because if you jump into a next game, it will count. And if you lose, you got to go back, and that one win won't count. And that's brutal. So we always just save real quick, so then we'll battle them again, you know. And we keep doing that. You got to beat them 5 times. Let me see if I can click on my splits here real quick. Yeah, so 5 times, you beat him, bam, he's done. And then we move on to the next thing. So we'll just say we beat him 5 times, and we'll keep going. Because if I have to do this, if I actually have to play against these guys throughout the tutorial, we could be here a long time. That's about it. I figured you guys would prefer a shortened version of a tutorial than a super extended one where all you see me do is just play Pazaak. Where it's like, yeah, we kind of got that part, you know. And sometimes you get stuck in doorways that are open, you know, the normal KOTOR thing. We're gonna do 5. I want to see what he's got for sale. So we're gonna sell everything except for 1 computer spike. We'll sell all this. We don't need any of that garbage. Keep the grenades, keep the stims, and med packs. That's it. And we'll scroll down here. We want 7 alacrities. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 staminas, 3 strength. Okay, and now we're gonna do something really funky. It's called the item dupe glitch. This was recently found by Lane. He is a mad genius when it comes to the code. Oh, hang on. Okay, just gotta make sure. All right, so what we're actually are gonna do, we are going to use a stim, which is we were gonna do anyways, because it helps us so we can move faster without using force speed, because we don't have that yet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use the stim. While he's in motion to use the stim, we're going to equip the item we want to duplicate onto that character. See, it didn't equip. So we're going to switch to our character. We're going to equip that item. We're going to close it. And as soon as he's done, he gets the item. We're going to quick save and quick load. Bam. Now we both have Karth blasters. So we're going to re-equip our sword. And we're going to give Karth double Karth blasters. That is... And he's got to use his Alacrity stim, which we were going to use anyways. That is going to help in about 3 of our fights here. So we're just mashing through this conversation real quick. Mash that power button. Well, that guy just disappeared on me. That's not good.
Look out! Those bounty hunters will kill you!
Hey, Lane. This has never happened to me before. I'm just going to load real quick. He kind of, like, disappeared into the ether.
What?
So, that doesn't usually happen. I agree, Lane. You know, only during a tutorial video would that happen. Normally, you gun the 2 people down, the guy talks to you, and you're good. Yeah, it looks like he fell through the floor or something. It was wacky. Okay. We're gonna wait for the character to catch up. Okay.
Missed your last...
So we're just gonna mash through this combo. Yeah, he was doing the moonwalk, and he moonwalked right through the next dimension. So you just mash through these conversations. Unless I otherwise specify, just mash through the conversation, just hitting enter and 1. So here, for some reason, my character always gets stuck, so I just quick save a couple times and quick load. Bam. And they're following me again. And I do have a level up. Yeah, that don't normally happen. That's so weird. Alright. So we're back to the any percent strats. We're done with our Detour Pazaak. We're going to turn solo mode on. We're going to hack this door. Wait, I got to level her up too.
On it. Done.
So we're going to level her up real fast. Save your skills as normal. We're going to go talk to him.
Please.
So we're going to do 1, 2. We're going to just mash that crit strike. Then we'll get prepped. As soon as we hear the ding and we see the little notification here saying that, oh, he's dead. So we'll talk to the Sith Trooper, mash. And then, nope, get out of here. Okay, might be too late. Okay. If you don't go too far into the zone, then he will not be triggered and talk to you, which is what we want, because that takes time to master that conversation and watch him run out. And it's all about speed here. So now we're going to head to the lower city. Of course, these drunks are going to, you know, do the thing that drunks do. Be drunk. We're just going to hit 3. Because then the Sith guards will actually kill him for us, so we can just we can just walk away. And then, so right here, we're going to equip the Sith armor. Doesn't matter which character. I always just do Karth because he's the one I just, you know, have running because he's the one who has the stim on. Okay, so right here we're going to do a little setup for later. This is called, I don't remember what it's called, but it's a transit warp, and pretty much we set up a warp there, so then after we rescue Bastila, which is pretty much near the end of Terrace, we are able to warp back there and go to the Sith base. Of course, that's a little bit later in the game. That's just how we set it up. Of course, that's in the any percent, so we're gonna skip this cutscene here real quick, like, if I can do it. And enter. Perfect. So we'll switch back to Karth because we actually need to put normal clothing on real quick. Because normally in any percent we would divide our characters up and just throw them everywhere.
Hey,
So for her, we're gonna do 2, 2, 1. We're gonna go talk to Gadden real quick because we need to get into the Undercity, which allows us to get Mission, because Mission is one of the characters that we need
Hold it right
to
there.
mash.
Ready?
I'm here.
Yeah, Mission's one of the characters that we need to play Pazaak against. We have to beat her one time. So we'll talk to Gadden. His conversation is pretty easy. It's 10 ones and then a 3 and a 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 3 and 2. We'll switch back to Karth because he still has the stim on him. So now we're gonna go whoop on these guys. Bam! Oh, shoot this guy.
How'd you like that?
He's got a stun stick, and that's the last thing we need is Karth to get stunned. Oh, he did though. Boom! Done. All right. We're gonna skip this scene because we actually don't need to talk to Candace or anything. I got slow character movement on that. Normally you can run right past them, but that's fine.
Ready?
Gun these guys down real quick. Or maybe not, because I missed. Get him, Karth! Get him, Karth! Ooh. Sometimes the animation will get canceled, so then he doesn't actually attack. Like right there. I call that dry firing, because he doesn't shoot his guns. So we'll just mash through this, because we have the security papers. Now we have another we have another skip coming up right here, right past the down the elevator. Just keep saving, and we'll load the game. That'll skip the twins and Shalina. I can't remember her name. I've skipped her so many times I don't remember her name anymore. Anyways, yeah. So there's that. So then we got Gear. He'll interrupt us too. So we'll just hit 4 because we don't need to actually talk to him. This is very important when we can't skip this cutscene.
Hurry! He will make it. Run, Hindar, run!
We're just gonna mash. Run, Hindar, run!
And if I open the gate, they'll kill us all.
No! You can't do this! It isn't...
We could watch Hendar die, but the thing is that Rakul gives us like 400 experience points.
Ready?
So we
I'm here.
we actually do want to help. Not for selfish reasons, mind you. But
Damn it! Poison!
okay, now we're gonna run this way real quick.
Please, you have to help me. Nobody else is gonna help me. Even the backs won't help.
And there's Mission. We'll just mash through that. Now we have Mission on our team. Bang! And just like that, we have our level up we need for the fake level up. And we'll do that on our way back up to Gadden's hideout. As long as everybody follows me, we're in good shape. We get Mission, but not Zalbar. If Zalbar played Pazaak, we would have to get him. That's all. Okay, so now I'm going to remove Mission from the party because the last thing I need is an extra party member. You know, killing my run because they get stuck on random stuff and they won't follow. Alright, so now we're going to initiate the flu. Or fake level up, if you will. And to start that, we got to do a menu glitch. And to learn how to do the menu glitch, you gotta look it up. It's in the guides. It's in there somewhere. I've seen it. I know it exists. So then you pretty much you pick your character, level up, switch to Karth, so then you confuse the game saying that I did not actually level up. I have more level ups. And the game's like, okay, well, how many level ups do you have? And we say, about, 84 level ups. I mean, it's early in the game. Who's to tell, honestly? So these first 20 levels take actually a little bit of extra time than the next 68 of them, because the feats will roll in every few levels, so you got to just hit recommended for feats. Don't really matter because they won't follow you anyways. Hit recommended for dexterity. Got to make sure it goes to dexterity. Well, not make sure. As long as it doesn't go to strength, you're fine. Because strength is the one that we pick to make the skills and stuff stick. Save your skills. So just keep mashing the enter button and the up arrow button. Recommended with the mouse. You know, whatever. There's like 50 different ways you could do this fake level up. That now that we hit 20, I can kind of speed her up a little bit here. There's like, yeah, there's a ton. Everybody kind of does their own little method of how to do the fake level up faster. You know, I myself do like a enter, up arrow, kind of thing with a mouse click every 4 levels for the attribute real fast. And then, yeah. So, but the idea is we need to get to 88. And the reason we get to 88 is because the impossible locked doors become unlockable. Which is fantastic. And that just helps us get through the game real quick on Terrace. And also saves on like computer spikes, medkits, all that, you know, all that unnecessary stuff that we could use for our bankroll. Yeah. We don't need any of that. Well, we only need smaller amounts of that. Okay, so we're approaching, let's hit level 80. We need to get to 88. One more. Come on. Okay, so we're at 88. We want to do strength, skills. We're going to do 91 security. And for more details on the flu, definitely look it up in the guide. It's one of those bigger kind of glitch skip things that is helpful for many runs. And that's kind of how the setup goes, is 91 security, 45 computer use, 21 persuade, and then 34 treat injury, because that's just kind of what we had left. Alright, accept, close, save. I always load. I don't know why. Kind of a waste. You could just unpause your game. I just prefer to... Actually, I'm not going to use my stims yet, because I'm kind of doing this a little slow. Normally, as soon as you get done with your fake level up, you'll want to apply your stims, but I'll just do it kind of when I get to Gadden's hideout here. The Beck base. So she already let us in, so we'll just go in there. Now this door back here actually is a security door, like it's technically is impossible to open unless you have the key. Well, we have enough security now to get through it. So we're going to apply our stims. Oops, usable. Alacrity, stamina, and strength. Oop. And Karth only needs an alacrity because he's using range, and he needs a med pack because he's low on health. Alright, so we're going to hack the door.
Done.
Oh no, I took too long. The robot is usually on the left hand. In any percent, he's on the right-hand side when you jump in to open the door. He's on the left-hand side usually when you're doing the Pazaak run. We always want Karth to go through the door first because it helps with the character setup in the Beck base here.
Who are you?
So there's 2 people,
You can't come in here.
Gadden and what's her
You're
name?
too trusting.
So we're going to do 2 because we're just going to kill him. Kira. That's good. Couldn't remember her name.
Ready?
Okay, so MC got stunned. This is not a good fight. Probably gonna die here. Yep. Okay, so it was a bad fight. That's fine. That's why we save before we go in. And it can happen. Bad fights happen. This is, you know, we're kind of... I wouldn't say under level, so we're gonna do 2 again.
What?
I wouldn't say we're under level by any means. But we're pretty under level for this fight. Oh no, she got him again.
You asked for this.
It's okay, I actually got a level up on this one, so maybe, Okay, I'm just gonna level up Karth to do the little level up trick. And I always do improve Power Blast because that'll help in a couple fights, including this one.
You asked for this.
Bam! Ooh, 30. There we go. Alright, once our main character wakes up again from her nap, slap a med kit on her. We'll loot, always loot the characters, and then
On it.
take the strong box because
Done.
this has 300 credits. We're just adding to the bankroll here, guys. So my MC actually lost all of her stims because she went down. And it's fine, it happens sometimes. So we're just going to slap an alacrity on her so she can run fast. Now to get out, everybody came hostile now. It gets kind of tricky. Essentially what I do is I just turn on solo mode, run the MC all the way to the door, switch to Karth, run Karth about here.
What?
So then she can, because Karth will stay where he's at because he's we'll give it to Karth now. Karth will stay where he's at because he's ranged. But okay, so then we'll switch to. I lost the alacrity again, man. I'm going too slow. That's fine. I should have bought more alacrities just for showmanship's sake. Anyways, so we're gonna run to the Vulcar base like we do in any percent.
On it.
Back it.
Done.
Alright, we didn't die, so that's, you know, a plus. Never mash through this.
Kontichani mulira asyong turong umnit patogawang kajonetize.
What he said. Alright, so then we're going to do our swoop biking like we normally do. We're going to rescue Basila. And then we'll go through the Sith base. We'll just smash through this. Excuse me. I'm going to erase one of my heats. See if I can get a good time. Oh, maybe. Oh, I missed a booster. 2343. I would have had like a 2322 or something if I hit that last booster. So then, yay, we won, but oh no. It was Anglo. It was always Anglo. Alright, then we're gonna race another heat. Do-do-do, do-do-do. $22.54. That would have been actually a pretty nice time if I hit that last booster on the first one. Okay, so this one here, we're going to do a little cutscene conversation skip so we don't have to fight. So we're just going to keep mashing the quick save button. So we skip that. All right, cool. And we'll just quick load. Well, I kind of do it the safe way. So now Brezhik won't fight us or anything, so we'll just go talk to Basila in her cage. We'll just mash.
Please take me to Karth right away. Between the three of us, I'm sure we can figure out some way to get off this planet before the Sith realize we're
Yeah,
here.
we could. So when the game's loading now here, we're going to do another quick cutscene, or we're going to do another skip because that conversation just takes way too long, and we don't need any of that. So we're not going to bring any of our players with yet, party members yet. Ready for another map skip. So now that transit back is where it's going to come in handy. 4597, that's not bad. Okay, so now we get to go to the Sith base, and honestly, there's this little thing where you spawn your characters right here, and you force speed running up to this darn thing, but I'm just not going to worry about that. I feel like all that extra time, I could just run here and do this.
On it.
So this is technically
Done.
unhackable too, but we have, like I said, we have that high security. So now we're going to take Bastila and Karth with us. We need Bastila's lightsaber on her and level her up. We're going to do dexterity, recommended skills, and force speed. Karth should be ready to go, actually. So,
What?
now we just need to run in there. Her conversation is going to be 3-1 because we don't want to waste any credits. That'd be ridiculous. Why would we waste credits? Okay, so this is actually the longest thing that we have to do when it comes to inputs. This is the computer one. I have trouble with this myself still, so it's 1-1-6-3-2. So then it's 2-8-2-1-1-3-3.
Ready?
What can I do?
Now, you want to make sure you wait till that cutscene is done before you keep putting in inputs, because that shield takes forever to go down. And then switch to Bastila, use force speed, because she's faster with force speed than, MCs and stuff. So now I'm gonna try and do this. Sometimes it doesn't work for me, but if you can skip the door closing scene. That'll save you some time, so the door behind you doesn't close, and you just straight up get into combat with them.
That must have hurt.
How'd you like that?
Karth is pretty much the man on this one here. He's his damage output is ridiculous, especially when you got double charisma.
You asked for this.
Because she's Fastila, exactly. That's what we call her, is Fastila. All right, so this is actually going to be like the hardest combat in the game. So we're going to quick save here. I know, shocking, more difficult than the Gaddon fight, but yep. So we'll just mash through the conversation. So what you want to do is save. You're gonna throw a frag grenade, I guess, with the main character. Switch, Bastila, scroll 1. Concussion is always good. Throw that one, and you should have a poison grenade, and you'll throw that with Karth. Then hit the go button. Oh no! He stunned the one guy I didn't want stunned.
What can I do?
He does the most damage, so it's like him being stunned is very brutal.
What can I do?
Down you
come
go.
on. There we go. Karth is back. We're gonna get him up close and personal.
There, I'm here.
Take that.
What can I do?
Time to rumble.
I'm here.
So we're gonna use a med kit on her. Man, this fight is
here.
not going well at all. But hey,
You asked for
this is what it
What
is.
can I do?
Oh,
I'm
he
here.
actually killed Karth. All right.
I'm here.
There's advanced med kit on her. Oh, thought I did. Okay.
Oh! What?
He's almost done.
So be it.
Come on.
I'm here.
Yeah, we got him.
Fights with me.
Man, sometimes that's a tough fight, and that was definitely a tough fight. Okay, so we gotta loot him because he's got the Sith launch code, Terrace launch codes, and then we want the left strong box because it's got 500 credits,
I'm
aka
here.
more bankroll.
Yes?
All right, we're gonna use that because we're gonna need her at a average governor fight. Yeah, I would say that's about average, which is kind of sad if you think about it. Okay, I don't have the main character following me. That happens sometimes. Just save, load. Sometimes she'll follow you after that. Perfect. Because they don't get clipped on the droid or anything. We'll be okay. I usually watch the characters run. It's a... What would they call that? A myth? It's a myth that actually helps. But in my personal headcanon, it's fine. Or, like, it does help.
What can
you know?
I do?
If the MC is following me, we'll be okay. Alright, do force speed again. Okay. And then we're going to run to the lower city cantina.
I'm here. On it.
And I don't need to talk to that guy because I can just
Done.
hack the door. Or you can talk to him because he got the papers. So we're going to remove Bastila because there'll be people right at the bottom of the stairs here, or down the elevator, that want to fight. And I have no speed. Okay. We'll go into the cantina, and before we talk to Canderous to get us off this freaking rock, we need to talk to Uriah. He is the one of two people that sell us cards, so just hit 1 and 1. And there is specific cards you want to buy from this guy. You don't want to buy his whole setup because you have +1s, and these minus cards don't really need until later. So, because like you don't use minus cards at all. And so we're gonna buy the 2 +-1s he has, +-3 that he has, and only 1 +-6 card, and also 1 +6 card for the collect 'em all version. Okay, we'll close that. Gelrude, we actually have to play against Gelrude once to, you know, part of the quest line. So we're gonna get rid of the 2 1s that we used to play against Niklos. Remove one of the 3s, and then we'll remove this 5 for the +-6, and then we just have to beat him 1 time. So I'm gonna run it through here. We'll see what happens. Now these first guys all use easy decks. Doesn't mean the game is easy, nor will you win easy. It's just easier to win. But for deck setup and all that kind of stuff, so we're gonna get dumpstered by this guy. I can already tell. For deck setup and how there's 3 different easy, medium, and hard decks that the CPU will use, NPCs, whatever you want to call them. Those are the ones that they'll use, and they vary based on what character it is. Niklos, Gelrude, and the guy on Dantooine, Salah, they all use the easy deck. They don't vary. Other characters will actually vary their deck. So like Kudos coming up, he actually has multiple stages you actually go through. He does. Oh, nice. We actually won. Okay, cool. So that's it. We only needed to beat him 1 time. Then we'll go do this, and I'll keep talking once I hit 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. So we're gonna hit OK. I'll continue with the deck thing here in just a second once I do this skip here. So we're gonna unselect Canderous in our party, close, and we'll watch the cutscene. But while the cutscene is going, I will explain. So the easy, medium, and the hard decks, Kudos, like I said, he actually has a progression system where you beat him 4 times, he switches from his easy deck to the medium deck, and then you beat him 4 more times, then he has 2 more games as his hard deck, and then that's it, he's done. His character progression is over. Each character has their own unique thing. It's either A, they run out of money, so they're like, I'm sorry, I can't play against you anymore, or you win a specific item or a special thing where, like Salah, his last hand, so you beat him 5 times. On his 6th game, he's like, I don't have any more money, but we could play for my special cards, which is just a bunch of +- cards, which are useful. Trust me, we're gonna need those.
I will do as you command.
You beat him, and you win those cards. So his character arc, you can keep playing him after that for like credits or 50 credits a piece or something, or for free. I can't remember. Anyways, his progression is done. His character arc is done. Our character run is done because you've won your special item or special reward from that character. So that's how we consider characters being done.
So, Canderous, I see you've brought
So we just smashed through the conversation. Like it skips the entire Davik estate. I'm so used to getting Sith armor here and equipping it for the any % run. Of course, unfortunately, that disappears on the Pazaak 100%. That's fine.
On it.
We didn't want clothes anyways.
Yeah, on it. Done.
So that security can fail when you're in combat. It's like a 50-50 shot, but it's a 100% shot when you're not in combat. So we're gonna do another skip here. It's another map CS skip. Board the Ebon Hawk. Return to Ebon Hawk, and bam, we are outside Dantooine. We don't have to do any fighters. No cutscene crap, so we've mashed through that conversation. Just keep running. Don't even worry about it. We'll just keep running. Skip this, because we don't want her talking to us. There we go. Oh, he's open buff. Oh, I didn't
So
open,
you
open
are
buff
the
for that
one who
conversation.
rescued Bastila.
Normally I do.
It
So you
is
just
appropriate
mashed
you are
this one
here.
too.
We have been discussing your rather special
Mash,
case.
mash.
I am Jar, a member of the Jedi.
Yeah,
With
normally
me
you can
are Master
skip
Vrook,
that first
Master
sentence.
Vandar, and of course the chronicler of our academy, Master Dorak. Padawan Bastila, I am sure you are already familiar with.
There we go. So I could actually skip this little cutscene right here of this nightmare scenario, because normally if you do skip it, it kind of soft locks the game, like you can't get onto the Leviathan, but we don't care about getting on the Leviathan on this run. So I could actually skip it. I didn't, because I'm not used to doing that yet. I'm used to doing the 80%, kind of stuff in my brain. As you can see, we still have our level up. We want to keep that, just like we do in any percent, because we want the persuade. Oh, God. Seriously. Talk about the run killer. I mean,
I wish you a
that guy. So this is a tough one to hit this skip. I don't know why. It's just my bad luck, or maybe I'm bad at this game.
Bastila has told us of a most...
But essentially, it's 7, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So on the 7th one, we don't have time for this. Vrook will say, "I can only hope you prove up to the task." At that point, you want to start mashing the quick save button, because if you can hit this skip, it's like a 2.5-minute cutscene. Well, honestly, it's my favorite cutscene in the game. But you don't want it, obviously, during your run. So we're gonna, we'll see if I hit it first time. Oh man, it's so brutal. If I
Patience.
We must begin.
So
your
I'm gonna start
training
actually
at
hitting the
once.
cutscene. Hit the quick save now,
I can
right
only
here.
hope you will.
The path you have
See?
chosen to walk.
Didn't get it. This is why we have Task Manager available, so we can just hurry up and kill the game. At least that's how I do it. Other people might have different methods, but no problem. That's why I buffered into that conversation, so then I can just load the quick save, and we'll try that conversation
Bastila
again.
has told us of a most unusual...
So I'll do it a little quicker this time, just so I can maybe get luckier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. All right. Second try. Hey, not too bad. I'll take it. Okay. So now we need to become a Jedi.
Greetings, my
Zar's
young
conversation, real easy. Mash the first one, or 2 1s, whatever
Greetings,
fits in your
my
brain
young-
easier. This conversation, a little different. We're gonna do 1, 1, 6, 3, 2, 6, 4.
But and
There. We just did the Jedi code. Now we need to talk to the chronicler of our academy, Master Dorak, for our lightsaber color. We just
the
want to do
time has
Guardian so
come
we can
for you
do
to
force
choose the
jumps and
color.
stuff. So we're just mash. And then there we go. Level 5. You can hit recommended for skills, doesn't really matter. For feats, also again doesn't really matter, because we're not going to be doing any combat anyway. Well memed. Thank you, Lane. I appreciate that. I worked hard for that meme. All right, so we're gonna do burst of speed so we can run through everything, and affect mind for some force persuade options. Also, we have another level up waiting for us, so we're gonna just hurry up, do this, and then we're gonna get the dominate mind for the for sure thing of getting force persuade conversations done. So we'll talk to him, get our lightsaber. Hit the symbol. Bam. We'll talk to him again.
you have done it.
Just mash through the conversation, because he's talking about a taint on the grove, so we got to go clear out the grove for Juhanity. So we'll apply force speed, because I'm all out of stims, but I always do force speed anyways. So instead of going out there and doing what the council requested for us, thanks 30, appreciate it, man. Instead of doing what the council told us to do, we're going to take a detour and play some Pazaak, because it's been a while since we played Pazaak. We got to feed the addiction. So this is Salah. If you see him on my splits here, he is right here. He uses 6. We play him 6 times on 6 decks, or 6 games, decks, same thing. But before we actually play him, we're going to do you have any cards to sell? And he's going to show us all his wonderful cards. So we're going to get that +/-2, these 2 4s, 2 ±5s, and then that's it. Because we need this money actually for the bankroll to play against him. And so normally we would play against him. We would buy his we're buying his cards so then we can turn around and just go wholesale on him. And then after his 6th game, he actually gives us a couple more plus-minus cards that we kind of need for the run. But don't worry about that. We're not going to be playing any more Pazaak because the Nikos guy actually was the only weird one where you have to save scum. If you are low on credits, you can save scum against Salah also. Just when you win a round, leave the conversation, save, go into the next round. You know, no problem. If you lose too many hands in a row, just load the game. So then after you beat him the 6 times, so let's just assume, you know, it's like, oh, we beat him 6 times. Okay, cool. We're on to kudos. But yeah, we won't worry about kudos right now. So we'll go back and talk to him about collecting or about selling cards. So we're gonna buy one of all the minus cards because we don't have any of those yet. So we're just gonna get a 1, 2, a 3, 4, 5, and 6. We don't actually use those. We just use them for the collecting. So there we go. Congratulations, guys. We have completed a portion of the run. We have collected every single card that we could possibly get in this game, which actually wasn't too many. I mean, it was 18 cards in total. So now we're going to actually do the, you know, what we're supposed to do. We're going to, you know, go clear the taint of the grove. So John wants to talk to us. I don't want to talk to John. He seems like something's really troubling him and he wants to say something. And I don't have the time for this, you know. Same thing with these Cathhounds. You know, they want to yell at me, do this weird stuff. So I'm just going to do an open or a soft buffer to actually skip both of them at the same time, because I'm always a fan of going for twofers. That's what I call them when I do 2 buffers for 1. We'll jump to these Cathhounds, you know, no problem. Just keep running. As long as you're not in combat, you're in good shape. You'll regenerate enough force to keep going. And we'll go find Juhani, and we'll talk to her. She actually will become very important here shortly after we leave Dantooine. For another item dupe glitch. It'll be our 2nd item dupe glitch that we do. And it's what actually is going to solidify our bankroll. So we're just going to soft buffer into Juhani, talk to her, just mash through it. We have enough persuade to make all the checks possible. And then we're going to return the Ebon Hawk real quick. Use the force speed, because when you return the Ebon Hawk, it kind of like deletes everything that you had on your character, like stims and stuff. Or, well, sometimes. For me, it's like every time. Okay, so we've cleared the Tainted Grove. Now we just need to talk to Jar again.
You have done well, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. We have done well. We've earned clothing, but, I mean, who needs that? So we'll talk to this guy, mash through this stuff again. So now we have to take Bastila with us. We can't unequip her right now, but we'll just close this. He demands justice. Really fun mission to do, but we're not going to do that because it's all about speed. So we're going to remove Bastila now, and we're going to transit back from where we rescued Juhani. Force speed should still be active. Thank goodness. I thought I was going too slow. And I always like to I like to race Juhani back. Oh, looks like I win. I always try to race her back. If you can jump to these Cathhounds, you know, awesome. But the main thing is looting that body there. That's actually Cassus, the settler. The settler's son. We'll just take his stuff, you know. No particular reason. Probably for bankroll, you know, credits. Hug the right wall here. Skip a cutscene. Enter the strange ruins. Ding. And then we have to take Bastila with us here, but that's fine. We'll use her, I guess. So we're going to do another soft buffer. Skip the droid combo. Loot Nemo. Very important. That sigil crystal is like...
I'm here.
60% of our bankroll. So we're going to put Bastila right about here in solo mode. And we'll have MC do the computers. There's a life-giving seal and a death-giving seal, and I can't talk. So it's 353113, and the reason I'm doing it fast is because these droids can stun like this. Can stun lock your character, and it makes it very difficult to get through this when they do that, makes me sad. So the first one was 353-113. The next one is 353-334.
What can I
And
do?
the character's stunned again, but we don't. Doesn't really matter because we'll just use Bastila to open the door. Oh, I gotta turn solo mode off too. And you hit this door and it automatically teleports your character over, even if they are frozen. So that's nice. We'll go unlock the Star Forge, or not Star Forge. Oh my gosh, the Star Map. Words.
This.
Yes, we know what it is, so we'll just mash through that conversation. And as long as Bastila follows us out, we're good. Hey, sub mushroom. Okay, now that we're back at the courtyard, we'll do a little bit more skipping. We're going to remove Bastila because, you know, I mean, your characters that run with you are just, man, they get stuck on just about everything and they get in the way. So we're gonna YOLO this one. So we return to Ebon Hawk. We'll go talk to the council, say, hey, we did find something. And, I mean, it's nothing important, really. I mean, honestly. It didn't have any Pazaak cards, so why are we even worried about this, guys? Honestly.
Ah, you have returned, young Padawan.
Ah.
Have you discovered?
So we'll just
what
mash
it
this
was that
combo.
Revenant- Return to your ship with Bastila.
It was like a
and we will
one
summon you.
button mash. Or
Padawan. You
one
have
entry
done
mash.
well in
So we'll just
discovering
mash through this
topic.
conversation also. And now,
You must not
sometimes you
underestimate
accidentally talk to the people. But once you're done, so we're going to transit back. It'll bring you back to outside the temple. And then we'll transit again back to the Ebon Hawk. And then we can leave. Now, while we're leaving, we need to do this. Equip on our lightsaber that sigil crystal. Very important. And this is why. Well, this is why once I get there. So this is the galaxy map, blah, blah, blah. We want to go to Tatooine, or at least I personally have been going to. At this point in the run, you can actually go to any of the planets and play against who you want first. I like to go to Tatooine for a couple reasons, and that's, I'll show you why here in just a second. So we're going to do a map, we're going to do a cutscene skip. By returning to the Ebon Hawk, we actually have to do it twice on the first one. After that, it's only once for all of them. Tatooine, we'll do it again. Turn to Ebon Hawk. Bam.
Welcome to.
So his convo is, why do I need to pay 100 credits? Force Persuade, I don't need to pay the fee. And 5, I don't need to talk to you anymore. Okay. Now, characters. We need 2 characters in our group. We're going to deposit these weapons real fast. Okay, I need 2 Jedis that can wield lightsabers. We're going to unequip them with their lightsabers because we're going to use mine. Actually, you know what? I need to, just in case I need to deposit her lightsaber. I always deposit Juhani's because hers is a blue lightsaber also. And that gets kind of confusing after a while. Now, we're going to do another item dupe glitch, but it's going to be with 2 characters at the same time. It's going to be, it's nuts, guys.
What can I do?
So glad Lane found this because this honestly saves so much time doing this to get a bankroll. Because I only need to do it twice, where if you do the single item dupe glitch, it's, you got to do it like 6, 7 times. Or not 6, 7 times. Math. 4 times. Whatever. Alright. So we're going to pause the game. Have her energy shield. Energy shield. And then we'll go back to the initial one that needs the energy shield. So as soon as they're doing their motion, equip the lightsaber. Didn't work. Equip the lightsaber. Didn't work. Equip it on my character. Close. And boom. Teleport. Quick save. Quick load. And we all have lightsabers now. Fantastic. So we're going to do it one more time. We're going to unequip those 2 lightsabers. Dump them. Because the game gets kind of wonky when you have more than one of the similar item that you're trying to do.
Yes? What is it? What? Yes?
Okay, so we're going to pause the game again. Energy shield. Energy shield. Back to her.
Yes.
And as soon as they do it, there we go. Switch. Oop. Okay. And one more time.
Ish.
Lightsaber gone. Quick save. Quick load. Bam. Now all of them have lights. They have my lightsabers. I'll take those. Thank you. Actually, no. I want the energy shields too. Gimme. I will equip my lightsaber just in case. I mean, we shouldn't do any combat. Okay. Now we can remove the party characters. Actually, you don't really need to remove the party characters because we need to run back into the Hawk here real quick to disassemble the lightsabers. We're going to disassemble and take out the sigil crystals because if you sell it with the crystal in it, you get less money. And we're not about that life. We're about more money. Oop. That didn't work, did it? Okay, there we go. Should be about 5 of them with sigil crystals. Oh yeah, that's the... Okay, there we go. So then now we have 5 sigil crystals and 5 lightsabers. We don't need a party. We're all good there. I'll talk to the merchant real quick. Just one. Sell list. I'm going to keep the med pack just in case, but we don't need the computer spike. We don't need armor. We don't need weapons. We're all done with that. 225 per lightsaber. 745 for a sigil crystal. You get 5 of those. Don't need grenades. Don't need any of this. I will keep the alacrity stim just for speed up purposes if you really need it, but honestly, I mean, you kind of don't. So, all right, now we got 8,600 credits. That, personally, will get you... That's plenty enough to get you through this run, unless you lose a bunch. But if you lose a bunch, then you're probably not on a PB run anyways. You know, you know what I mean? Like, okay. So we're just going to soft buff for this guy, because... I mean, you don't need to soft buff for him, because he's... I mean, all he's going to do is put Gizka on your ship. That's no big deal. Alright, so the first guy we're going to run into is Kudos. And he is in the hunting lodge right here. And I swear to you guys, look at this. You see these cards? That's not Pazaak. He's playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I know it. That's a trap card. I can see it from here. He ain't fooling anybody. So he's a pretty unique guy. He actually is one of those that, like I said, he has 4. He actually goes through the progression. He was going to go through the progression of he does 4 easy decks, then 4 medium, and then the 2 hard games, and then his character progression is done. And then we go to the next guy. So let's say we actually battled him and won. At this point, you don't really need a save scum against anybody. So we battled him, we won, took him down, banished him to the Shadow Realm. And then we've got another soft buffer coming through here. Sometimes I can get this to work, sometimes I can't. It's kind of 50-50. And it doesn't really matter, because even if they do chase us down, we're going to be fine, because we only need to go here to the Cantina and play against Furco, Nellis, this guy here. Bam.
Well, a fresh face for the game.
And then he actually only has 3 games. He plays you 1 easy for like almost no credits. He's kind of like a shark or whatever. You play him for almost no credits with the easy deck. He's like, well, you know, that was okay, but what if we up the ante a little bit? So then he uses his medium deck, and if you beat him again, or beat him the second time, he's like, okay, there's no way you're going to beat me this time. And he uses the hard deck system. So you just smash those 3 games, and you're done. So then after you beat him, return to Ebon Hawk real fast. Hit that force speed. It's all about speed. Now we're going to play mission real quick since we're right by the door. So here's mission.
Huh?
You just burn through this conversation. You just do a 1 or whatever.
Hey there.
And then it'll come up. Pazaak is 3. Battle her in Pazaak. Republic Senate rules, aka no credits. So it's not really worth our time, but we have to beat her at least once. And then we go to Corbin, or I go to Corbin, because there's one guy, Toll Aptkar, and you have to beat him 1 time. So there's a lot of blah you got to skip through to get to him. Which, thinking about it now, I probably could skip a bunch more stuff. So we're just gonna, do the map CS skip again, and now we're on Corbin. The Port Authority here. It's 2, 2, 3, 2. I use 3, 2. This one here, I think actually we probably could skip this one, but I'm used to just mashing through it because it takes like no time. Like that. There you go. At least that's how they do it at 80%. I probably could skip it because we don't really need the light side points or anything. I always skip her though, because her conversation takes a while. Skip that. Don't have anything to sell, so that don't matter. So then here's Tall. You know, he'll play medium deck, I think. Yeah, easy skip. Should just be a soft buffer. So if you guys want to skip that, I could. Yeah, and I could even do a 2-for like I like to do. So, so after you beat him, instead of running all the way back to the Hawk, because you can't transit because you're in the same map as the Hawk, just walk out to Dress Day. Takes no time. Then you just hit that button. Now we can go back to the Hawk. So now that I've defeated most of my enemies, we're on Photo, Midu. He is on Kashyyyk. And he is the same as Kudos, whereas he does 4 easy decks, 4 medium, and then 2 hard decks. We'll go to Kashyyyk. Skip that, because we don't want to see any of that. And bam, we are on Kashyyyk. So we're going to do 1, 1, 3 with the gate guard. Photo Midu, he's right here by the Hawk. I mean, you can't get much easier than that. So you battle him 10 times. Nope, I'm going to click on my split so you guys can see. So then after Photo, you battle him 10 times. His character run is done. And now, go back into the Hawk. Make sure your speed is on, because that just so slow if you don't have it on. Go back to the Hawk, and now we get to go to Manan, the second to last planet we get to travel to. And we'll see we'll map skip that one too. Bam. We are on Manan. Now there's a couple more buffers that we need to do. This one here, because that guy is just so annoying. The overhead announcer. These guys talking is kind of annoying because we don't really care about the war. We're kind of here to play some Pazaak, you know? So we'll just burn through this door. Alright, we're in West Central Courtyard. And here is Jolan Effet. So he'll play us actually 11 games. His is pretty interesting. Normally it's 10 for the higher end character, or for all the characters, but he does 11. So he does 10 medium games, and on the 11th one he's like, I'm gonna put up cards or more money or whatever, and he uses a hard deck on his 11th one. So then after you beat him, oh, why can't I scroll? No, why? Oh, come on, game. There we go. So after you beat him, we get to go to Ganto. We gotta talk to the port official. So we do 1 and 3, because that's what the Force Persuade is for. So he'll let us in. And Ganto, he's actually pretty easy. He does... Lost my force speed, I better reapply. Go to the West Courtyard. Ba-ding. And hang a right. This neat little guy, he's going to talk to us in like half a second here. Okay. He wants to speak to us about very important matters, but honestly, we got better stuff to do. We need to play some Pazaak. So here's Ganto, this gentleman here. He is the bane of my existence. He has always gotten the better of me, except for during my world record run. I got him, and I got him. I torched him. But this is the only time. Other than that, he's always crushed me on my character runs. Anyways, so we beat him 10 times. He does all medium decks. Ta-da! We beat him. Okay, cool. Return to Ebon Hawk. Put the gas on. Actually, let me pull my splits down, because this is the last guy we have to worry about. We got one guy left, guys. That's it. And then the run is done. Oh, lost my speed. Now we get to go and play against the hardest guy in the game. Oh, fighter.
Incoming fighters.
This will happen from time to time. I'm going to do my classic 6 fighter setup. It's world known, world renowned. I don't know what to call it. Ooh, got him. Sniped. Okay, sometimes fighters will roll in, no problem. We'll exit here. Don't really need anybody. So we get to our final guy. And now he is actually difficult because he has 10 games, just like, you know, kind of standard. But he does all hard games, and he charges... Oh, there he is. So we're going to do Force Persuade, open the door. It works because we have 21 Persuade and the Dominate Mind. Now, yeah, he charges 750 credits per game. So this guy, you may have to save scum if you're losing a couple too many in a row. But for the most part, like I said, on PB runs or world record runs, you're probably... I messed up the conversation on this one. That's fine. So, pretty much, you just get down to... I'm not really interested in asking questions. So you burn through that conversation. The proper way to get through that conversation, which I failed to do, is 4463. That's pretty much just like the bottom responses. And that'll get you through the conversation real fast. And then he'll end it. So then when you go and talk to him again is, do you play Pazaak? And yeah, I do. Okay, let's play. 750 credits a game. So you can really burn through your stack. That's literally, I mean, if you go even, which I haven't really played a game yet, if you go even, that's pretty much 10 games of chances to beat him. Obviously, if you win, then your bankroll goes up pretty quick, and it gives you extra chances. If you lose, you may have to start save scumming near the end of it, but I mean, it's really up to you. But yep, as you can see, we actually have... Oh, I'm going to hit the wager button so you can see. We have all the cards, so you don't have to worry about that. And the good deck setup, I actually don't have the cards because I didn't beat Salah. Is right here. So normally Salah would give us a 2 and a 3 card when we beat him on his 6th game, and we would the optimal setup is 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 5, and a 6 for your side deck. Yeah. And then the timer stops after the final game has been played. So as soon as you win that final game and it leaves the game, leaves the Pazaak screen like this, bam, like this. It goes back to the conversation. That's when you hit that timer stop button. And then that's it, man. You won. You did it. You've done 100% Pazaak. It's over. It's all over. Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you if you enjoy doing the run, congratulations. I appreciate you. GG's all around. I am currently the only one running this, so it was actually done as a joke run on May the 4th by Indy Kenobi, and then I was like, well, it's on the board, so it's official. So then I decided to start running it. I don't know why, but I have a blast. It's actually pretty fun when you get down to it. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the tutorial. I kind of stumbled through my words pretty much the whole time. So if you got the gist of it, there should be we'll work on a written tutorial too down below. So, so if you didn't get at all what I was talking about, there'll be stuff down below. All right, guys. Thanks. And take her easy.